Hi, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and what it got right and what it got wrong. Remember please that this isn't to be a criticism of the game, it's just things that it got wrong historically, thing I wish maybe they have done better. I love the game, I give it a 7 or 8, 8 at the highest. So yeah, let's begin. Now, this is the armor part, which is kind of ridiculous as mostly it usually is in Viking shows and games. Like for example, if you look at the Viking show, it pretty much doesn't resemble reality much. Here on the right you see a reenactor who's actually playing a Viking. This is pretty much what they would were. They're pretty boring because most of Vikings were like the rest of Europe. There's also one in the middle top, you see. That's what they will usually wear tunic just to protect the brynja under, which is what we will call that. But here, when you see on Eivor, you see that his armor is leather, or some form of leather. And they of course added the fur. The fur is alright if it's on the inside, which you kinda can see in the boot, so that's actually accurate. If you look on the Vikings behind, they look pretty much Viking rating, like barbarians. Not accurate. This is just the promotion material. They got a lot of decent armor in the game, of course. Also, just look how thick those axes are. You wouldn't be able to fight with them. They would be too heavy to effectively use. You will get really tired after swinging that a lot. But it's a video game, so ain't that important. Now, one thing they got right is the difference between the Scandinavian people. The Norse, who are Norwegians, the Danes, who are Danish today, and the Swede, who are Swedish today. Which Scandinavia is this three country. Many include Finland, but Finland isn't actually part of Scandinavia. It was just under Swedish occupation for a long while during history, and some had thought then it qualifies as Scandinavia, but traditional Scandinavia is Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. And Nordic countries include Iceland, Greenland, Faroe Islands, and Finland as well, I think. No, this is the map of the area in Norway as it looks today. Of course, sea levels will change and such, but if you look at this, I think you can pretty much see that this isn't like how it's supposed to look. Like sea levels were higher at that time. So yeah, but they got some things right, so it's not terrible. They should probably have gone to Stavanger instead of Lofoten, which the Abusive team did, but ultimately, like, it's a nice location, don't get me wrong, but would be more accurate to see a more nicer. If you also go on one of my YouTube videos, I actually filmed a fire trip. It took me through one of the fjords, who led to Preikestolen, which you see here. I've been there. Sorry for the bad drawing. But yeah, really nice city. You see that it's very flat, some mountains. It's not very usual in Norway to have flat land, so Stavanger is kind of one of the exceptions. It's also an oil city today. It's Norway's golden oil city, as we would call it. And this is one of the locations in the game. One problem I have with the game was Norway shouldn't be snowy if England isn't snowy. It would be snowy during the winter, yes, but Norway isn't a cold ice. Like, this is probably what you could get in Lofoten during like the spring or something. But yeah, it wouldn't look nearly as like this. It will probably be green grassland, as you saw probably in the last clip. You saw that it didn't have any snow really there, so it shouldn't be there. And this is like he's standing at the border of Stavanger, the old city there, and looking at a camp which is by which you can raid later in the story. Now this is Lofoten, where they went, and this makes a lot more sense. This is a picture. The right top one is a picture of during the summer, so you see it's very there. But the other one is actually taken between the switch between winter and no autumn or winter. So it's in those months. Lofoten is very beautiful. I've been there. Pretty nice place. I was around this area here last time. Also was up here as well to just visit. Really nice. If you ever get a chance, you should go there. You can drive in the roads and feel like you are in the game world, because the mountains looks like they are kind of sealing you off from the exit. It looks so stunning and amazing. I would go there again. Probably should upload more stuff from there. So yeah, if you ever go to Norway, Lofoten is a nice place to go. Though avoid it at winter and such, unless you really like snow and having dark all time. Also nice location, by the way. I live close to Halden. If any of you comments like visiting, I can provide you a free guide on the fortress we have here. It's in the southern part of Norway, southern east. Now, one problem I had with the map, it feels too small in England. Like, Syndicate was in London mostly, and well, it feels like this map was a lot there. It's like you get over one mountain, then get over a lake or river, then you are there. It doesn't feel that open. I think they should have added probably a little bit larger, maybe scaled it up, but it's decent enough. I don't like it. Also, you see it's pretty nice there during this time. Now, this is something you rarely get wrong, so they did get this right. The longship. This is a longship designed for taking down rivers. Usually, if you were traveling across, you would have a larger one just to carry more cargo, but that one's more easy because Vikings actually transported their ships over land if they couldn't follow the river anymore. which was a pretty useful capability. So the Viking ships were pretty much a very versatile ship when it comes to. Now, my review was 7 out of 10 now due to what the game has. It has some inaccuracy, glitches and so on, so that the story isn't super amazing. The gameplay to me feels very fun, but it's not like the old traditional Assassin's Creed. It's more close to Flag if I'm thinking of any Assassin's Creed game. Mostly probably because a lot of people from well, Black Flag was working on Valhalla. Now, beware of spoilers I had there. Now I'm going to discuss the story, like later parts. So I will give you now to just stop the video, go and play the game. I recommend it, try it. If you went on the PS5 or don't care about spoilers, or you ain't on the PS5 but don't care about spoilers, or if next generation, I'm sorry, shouldn't generalize that everyone is wanting a PlayStation 5, though I want one. But alright, let's get to the rest. What they got right? Harald Hårfagre, the first king of all Norway. They got his looks right. Long hair. Hårfagre means fair head, so he was. So he should look a little bit blonder, but I think it looks good, and he probably wouldn't have this. King Harald was quite unique figure in Norwegian history. He's of course our first king and managed to unite Norway, though we don't include usually the mountain parts at that time because, well, it was difficult to control, but they still had to obey Harold's laws and orders and taxes because Harold surrounded them. They couldn't get to the coast without going through Harold. Uh, he managed to take Trøndelag or allied with them, we aren't sure. Of course, there's always contradiction in Viking history because the sagas are written from what people say. Because Norwegians usually told tales instead of writing down things. But there's some written accounts, something outside, and well, yeah. One problem with the battle that happens in the game. Sigurd's father should have been in the battle. He isn't based on any real historical figure. None of the characters are except Harald and his uncle and so on, the NPCs. But yeah. So yeah, that monument with the sword in stone is actually a memory to when Harald won Norway. It's placed outside Stavanger, been there, as I said, beautiful, you see. That's how it looks during the summer and spring. Beautiful, nice weather. In the bottom right you see of course a painting from actually painted a lot later of course, but a painting of like the battle, which was involving a lot of kings and King Harald and his forces. He managed to defeat them. He made those who gave up easy to his jarls and such, who governed basically a fylke, which Norway was shared amongst. So yeah, pretty interesting. This doesn't really have a much impact of the story, but since this is the starting point, I really want to talk about it. And Harold isn't generally unknown outside. In Vikings, he was portrayed a little bit off, but still, he wasn't bad. Now, how they portrayed the Norse god in this game was really interesting with the ISO people and such. Thor being a bumbly old fool wasn't the greatest, but could have been worse, I guess. But I would say he's on my worst rating of a Thor. Thor is supposed to be at least smart and clever and strong and not the stupid fool he is, after all, also one of the many Norse god of wars, though Tyr is the more war. Honestly, almost all the Norse gods have the title of war in some sense. Uh, but yeah, Thor is supposed also to defend the human race and such. Odin. Really interesting what they do with him, how he feared Ragnarok, how he tried to prevent it. Really done well. I wish they had gone deeper, but ultimately I enjoyed it. He wasn't boring, he was interesting, and I really wish we could have gotten to see more of him. Loki, perfect. I loved him. But same as well. We will get to him in the next. So yeah, also portraying the Norse god in this way was really the right way to do. They should probably had Odin be a little bit more on the order side, to more rival the Assassin's Creed team, order versus freedom. But in Norse mythology it's order versus chaos. But you can see chaos as freedom in the way that freedom often results in chaos. Not saying freedom is bad, freedom is amazing and we need it to live and have a just society in my eyes. Now, Aver and Basim are definitely my favorite characters. Aver is an interesting character whom isn't like Odin completely, like he has learned more for seeing Sigurd as his father figure, her, her brother and big brother, and Sigurd's father who isn't the best, but yeah. Also, I took the treasure from him. Not because I want to just be bad towards him, but because, well, he left his son with no choice to the throne or succession, or he didn't ask him. So that I feel was really rude. No, Basim is so interesting. I really wish we get to see more of him. I really loved his character. He's such a great character when it comes to the story, and I really look forward to seeing him in the future, hopefully. Of course, he's a snake, because it's Loki. Mm. But also the revenge for Fenrir and all that. Of course, Odin, I get his fears, and it's not one-sided here. I feel both of them could handle the situation better. So yeah, that's that for this one. Now, thank you for watching this video. I probably aren't going to make many of this video, but I try to make more videos. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed the movie. I might make more, leave comments, like, suggestion, anything. I really just want to make sure this gets known, or yeah, people just get more knowledge. This is not a criticism of the game, it's just things that I find that was wrong, but it didn't ruin my experience of the game. Sorry for babbling so long. I'm taking almost 20 minutes of your time, and I'm really sorry. Have a nice day and enjoy life. And as Norwegian would say, ha en fin dag, kos deg videre.